we're doing Bleetles
Yeah,
first.
let's start with Bleetle.
Bleetle, dumb beetle.
Dude, I called it Beetle Dumb.
Beetle. It was like Beetlejuice? Is that what it is? Dumb. Alright, guys. Welcome to Quarter Twins Weekly Review podcast with only one question. How far away is the sun?
Oh.
Today, we
83
are...
million miles.
That's right,
I
guess.
believe.
I don't know. You could say anything and I would believe you.
Let me
Unless it
Google
was
that.
like a couple miles. Shut up about the sun! That's an office quote for those who don't
93 million miles.
93 million miles, yes. Also The Office.
I was 10 point off.
That's a good episode. Today we're talking about the biggest, brightest, bluest movie of the year.
Woo! Biggest, brightest, bluest.
We're talking about Blue Beetle, the smash hit. That's it. Well, I'll save what I think about it. I won't tell you right now, but we're talking about it. We'll spoil it. So that
We're
is
going to
good
get
know.
into it.
We're gonna get into it. We have a few other small things to talk about as well. But yeah, they're the time codes. Whatever we talk about, they're in there written for you to see or listen to. So there you go.
You can tap them, you can click them, you can scroll.
You can
find your
rub right in there.
I think it's called scrubbing, right? Where you like
It is called
you're
scrubbing, yeah. I haven't heard that in a while, but
yeah.
yes. Yeah.
to find
on
your way
YouTube,
on the time.
Hold the screen to scrub through.
Hold the screen to scrub.
Don't scrub through to the end. But
No,
you can
don't.
scrub through to what you want.
Unless that counts as a full listen, then do it a bunch of times.
Do it a bunch of times.
Is that us advocating for fraud?
No.
Cool.
No.
All right.
If you haven't listened to our Barbenheimer episode or even watched our Barbenheimer episode,
Yeah, they've listened. They didn't watch.
no, nobody watched it. Give it a watch.
I gotta make a thumbnail because it's still just. Well, yeah, that's part of it. Is the YouTube video? I didn't record my face or something. It messed up. I don't remember what I did exactly. So it's just a couple of. It's just one picture the whole time, but the audio was there.
Right. That's
so.
fair.
That might be why.
Who knows?
But I should still make a thumbnail because I need to get better at Photoshop. I need to work on it.
It's hard to know what people are gonna click on and watch and listen to.
We got to get back on those shorts, dude. Thousands of views on those.
I know. Maybe we'll have some content here when we talk about Mr. Blue Beetle himself.
Blue Beetle. Jaime
Blue Beetle.
Reyes.
But before we get into that, you have a couple things written down that you would like to bring to the table for the weekly review.
Hello? Oh.
Yeah.
There's a movie on Netflix called NIMONA.
Yes.
Which is an animated film about a prince. No. He's going to be knighted in this futuristic medieval society. It's like Far, Far Away, where everybody wears medieval clothes and they live in castles and weird, like, ugly eldritch houses.
Sure.
But then it's also like they have cars. But this is like that, but they also have like flying cars and laser guns and stuff.
I gotcha.
So it's a very fun aesthetic. And basically,
isn't the girl like a dragon or something?
She can transform into all sorts of animals.
Oh, cool. One of those guys.
Yeah. And so a changeling. A changeling, yes. The idea is that the knights of this town must be descendants of the noble houses. Okay. And so, but this one kid was showed some real gusto and got into the training camp regardless of his non-noble blood. And as his day was to be knighted, and it was controversial, he gets up there, he holds his sword to himself, or whatever, and the hilt shoots a laser beam and kills the queen.
Oh.
And so now everybody thinks that he lived his entire life, from childhood all the way up to this day, just so he could get close enough this one moment to kill the queen, which on its face is a little absurd in my opinion. But you know. He could have been corrupted along the way. Who knows? The point is, he's a fugitive. He didn't do it. He's innocent. He knew nothing about this.
I didn't kill my wife.
Yeah.
That's it. Anyway.
I don't know what that's from.
That's a reference from The Fugitive. I talk about it.
Oh, The Fugitive. There you go.
The one where Harrison Ford didn't kill his wife.
But the 90s movie.
But they think he did.
Oh, no.
But he did not.
Brutal.
No. He says, I didn't kill my wife.
Do you think God likes baseball? Harrison. What a guy.
I love movies.
Yeah, he's great.
He is really good. He's really old.
But, you know, he's trucking.
An old man.
He's trucking along.
Trucking away. Trucking away.
So the movie's about him, trying to prove his innocence. And he gets this girl comes, and she's like, "What's up? I'm Nimona. You're evil. It's cool. Let's mess everybody up. I'm gonna be your sidekick or whatever." And he like teaches her some things, and she teaches him some things, and they learn about the history of the place and the things, and we get pretty animation. We get pretty character growth. We get world building.
Oh,
it's just, you know, chef's kiss, as they say. It was a good time. There's a lot of strong messaging that we're doing here that we like to see. So,
I remember the Twitter threads, yes.
Oh, yeah. So I thought it was great, and I was a big fan of that.
This is the guy, the prince is it's Pedro Pascal. No, it's not Pedro Pascal. It's Riz Ahmed. That's right. Yes,
and Nimona is played by Chloe Grace Moretz.
Oh yes,
who's
of Tom and Jerry fame. She was in that new Tom and Jerry movie.
Oh really?
That nobody saw. Yeah.
She's in Peripheral. That nobody else saw.
No, I have not.
Its second season got canceled by whoever.
Nimona's on Netflix, right?
Yes, it's a Netflix exclusive.
I got kicked off my parents' account because I don't live in their house, and I'm not gonna get it until Rebel Moon comes out, and then I'll watch that, and then I'll delete my
Sci-Fi is here.
Sci-Fi is popping off right now. The creator's getting some real good press, some real good viral marketing campaign.
Do you think it'll pop off? Do you think it's going to be released?
I would love that. I would love to see it.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. I would love to see that. I would love to see Dune Part Dumb. It's looking... Because they delayed it once because of the strike. And if the strike's not over, they're just going to keep delaying it until the strike's over. And the strike's never going to be over because...
Corporate
studios are dumb. Corporate greed and sadness. But, you know, good.
I know it. It sucks, but it's also like, you guys, you know, get paid. Please.
Yeah. Take care of yourselves. Take care of yourselves.
They're out there door dashing, and then they're getting on the picket line. You know?
I saw, speaking of, well, not right now, but later when we talk about a show written by Tony Gilroy. Tony Gilroy was on the picket line doing a speech. I saw that video. I was like, yes, sir. Let's go. Bring us Andor Season 2 eventually, but...
Not right now.
Not right now.
I mean, you can write it. Just don't...
Yeah. He can write it on his own time.
Anyway.
I think he's allowed to do that. I don't know. The rules are weird.
Well, I mean... Oh, I guess if he's already under contract to write it, then that would be... Yeah, no, okay.
It's probably written right now. I
that's
they're
true.
not shooting anything.
Yeah. Okay. I get you.
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
Right. Yeah. So, Nimona, good movie, good stuff.
Recommend.
Yes, highly. It was. I had not watched it for a while. It came out a while ago already. And I just didn't watch it because I thought it was more childish. But it was actually really funny, heartfelt movie, and it was fun and cute, and the animation was great. So I think we're just kind of like Nimona, Puss in Boots, Spider-Verse, TMNT. Like we're seeing it, Jordan. Remember when we made 2 podcast episodes in a row, pleading for animation?
I do.
To just be recognized as like hey, check this out, this is good,
Yeah.
we may be seeing it.
We might
The
be.
recognition that it deserves.
And it's not coming from Disney, which is extra exciting. It's
Right.
coming from other people.
We're getting, yeah.
So that's exciting.
And a side note, Disney, can we get back to like drawing things, please? I'm kind of I'm kind of tired of the and I hate to use this term because I can't think of any other movies, the strange world aesthetic where everybody has giant ears and giant eyes and you know, it's just like what are we doing?
The classic Disney style.
I'm kind of over it as a art form. And I'd like to go back to drawings. I know it takes more time, but like you guys made Princess and the Frog, and that's one of my favorites. Yeah. Okay, I love Princess and the Frog. Or like you guys could do like Tarzan and Treasure Planet, where you're doing a little bit of 3D and a little bit of 2D, right? You know, like do that. Or like even just not what you're doing right now, if I'm being honest.
Right.
Where
everything you're doing right now is just stop. Stop that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everything you're doing right now is like you're releasing Strange World, and then you're releasing like a live action remake of a beautifully hand drawn 2D animated movie. That sucks. I am gonna watch. I'll watch The Little Mermaid when it comes out on Disney Plus because the rumblings are that it's actually pretty good, and the girl Halle Bailey. Halle Bailey. It's every time I'm like Halle Berry. Nope.
Yeah, I know.
Her vocals are amazing. I listened to her songs. I was like, wow.
I've heard. Actually, I've heard some
insane.
Some tracks.
Her songs are great.
Yeah.
The bad part is like that. The Little Mermaid movie specifically. She only gets to sing one song, and then she gets her voice taken away because that's the part. That's the plot.
It's
the movie.
Yeah, that's the movie.
That's the whole point. Yeah, and then she doesn't get to sing anymore because she doesn't have a voice. So, and then there's a whole movie of freaking Aquafina and that guy from Hamilton doing weird Lin-Manuel Miranda raps in live action that I don't want to see.
Great.
But it's whatever. Anyway, I don't. How do we get here? Oh, animation. Yes.
We
like animation.
We're in the wonderful times.
Wonderful.
We need to appreciate the times we're living in, because they may just decide, hey, we're done. We're gonna go back to terrible movies. In other news, I've been in a bit of a dry spell when it comes to video games. You know, we got League of Legends. You play it every once in a while, but it's not really my passion. You know, I played Destiny for a little bit earlier in the summer. That takes a lot of time. But the game
we're out here playing Overwatch. You know,
yeah. I mean, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel here. But it's been a while since I've had a game I've really enjoyed. That like I can sit here in this chair for 4 hours, uninhibited. Just I'm on the grind. Let's do it. And that's my favorite kind of video gaming, is when I can actually sit down and do it for a long time. Right? Just really invest. Okay. And the new game here is Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Now,
tell me about this. I've seen the name. I've scrolled past the name on Twitter, but I don't know what it is.
It's very popular. It is it's Larian Studios. They made a couple games like Divinity and Divinity 2, and Baldur's Gates 1 and 2 as well, among other games, I'm sure, probably. Some smaller stuff. But it is co-signed by Wizards of the Coast. And if you don't know who Wizards of the Coast are, they make properties such as Magic the Gathering card game.
Oh, yes.
And a little known thing called Dungeons and Dragons.
Ah.
So Baldur's Gate is Dungeons and Dragons, but without the imagination. So you're set in this world, and you just, there's no hand holding. You just move through it, and the story unfolds around you, right? So everything follows the rules set by Dungeons and Dragons. The game rolls the dice for you to see whether your attacks hit things or if you can deceive somebody or persuade somebody, whatever, all this stuff. You walk up behind somebody and you're hiding, you try to pickpocket them, you got to roll the dice to see if it will work or if they notice you or not, all this stuff. And it's just a lot of fun. So I am a paladin. I am a Zariel tiefling paladin.
Okay, let's go.
And so that means
I don't know what any of that means.
I'm from Avernus, which is one of the layers of hells, I think.
Okay.
I'm like sort of I don't know. I'm not a devil, but like I got horns, and my skin is purple. Anyway, I've taken an oath of devotion. I am duty bound to honor life and preserve what is good. And so I get powers based on my oath. And if I break my oath, then I become an oath breaker. And my powers change, and I'm no longer bound by my pact or whatever. So you go and you do things, and you fight enemies, and you make friends, and the world kind of like reacts to you, and you react to it. So the first time I played through it, I was a fighter character, and I go through the world, and I make my way to this grove, and I talk to these people. I go over to the goblin camp, and I talk to these people, and then I come to this the inn, and it's burnt down, and there's a couple people there mourning the loss of their friend, and it's sad, and it took me a while to get there. Next time I go, I play as a warlock, and I go to the goblin camp and I talk, and things are different. The conversations are changed because my character doesn't know things that I know that I learned from the places I went the last time, right? So then you're there earlier, the conversations change, you learn things. Then when you go to the grove, after going to the goblin camp, you know things that you can tell the people at the grove, and they react to you differently, right? And then the third time, I'm the paladin that I am now, which is the playthrough I like the most. So far, it's fun. I go straight to the inn that was burnt down. But this time when I get there, it's still burning. And I get in there, and I save someone's life. And they're like, hey, the Archduke of blah 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 gablee was captured by the people at the goblin camp. So now this time I go, now I have an objective. I can go to the goblin camp and find the Archduke or whatever. So it's like every time you play it, the conversations play out differently. You do things in a different order. You learn things in a different order. It changes how the world interacts with you. And like time passes. So if you don't do things in a certain order, when you get to a place, the thing that was happening when you were there one time has already happened this time.
Yeah.
So I think that is like just a very interesting way to make a game. It's like you could miss out on this event that's happening because the world doesn't wait for you, but you can also like it reacts to you being there or not.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of fun. I've put about 40 hours or so in the last 3 weeks. It's a good time. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. And I'm not even a third of the way through the story because I keep starting over and changing how I'm doing things.
Nice.
But yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. Sounds very immersive. Did you just stop playing Jedi whatever?
Yep. Did not finish Jedi Survivor.
I really forgot that game existed. So.
Yeah, I don't know if it just like it just wasn't. I don't know. It didn't capture me.
Yeah. Yeah.
After
Tragic.
I beat the Rancor, I was just like, I did it. I beat the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it for me.
Yeah. After you spend all that time.
I did. It was like an hour before I beat
Yeah,
that
you
thing.
did. It was brutal.
It was tough.
Hard to watch.
I hated every second of that, to be honest. It drained me.
It drained your life force.
I don't know if I kept all the recordings. I may have deleted everything, but I might still have a couple hours to upload.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I didn't finish the game, so it's not even on my computer anymore.
Yeah. That's funny.
I'm sorry to everybody who was loyally watching the series. I know Jordan had fallen behind too. I don't think he's even watched everything I have up there.
No, I forgot about it. It's hard.
I don't know. It was just kind of more of the same. I mean, it literally was a better game. But for me, it felt like, I don't know, it just wasn't enough for me.
Sure.
Which is too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a lot of, like, interesting world-building Star Wars stuff, which I love, so.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just watch a story playthrough. Did you ever finish Last of Us 2? Are you going to do that, or are you waiting for the show now?
I started playing the first game, and I was not impressed, and then I stopped.
Right.
I didn't make it very far, so I have not played the second one yet.
Oh, that's
but
right.
I did watch watch quite a bit of the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good, but I don't know, man. I don't often have 4 hours to play a game.
I feel you.
It's just like, yeah, I don't know. I struggle with video games for sure. I can't sit still long enough,
Yeah, it's just not your creme de la creme.
No, yeah, it's not like I'm not the type of person that enjoys the because like spending 4 hours playing a video game is like, or even let's say 2 hours. Like if I watch a movie for 2 hours, but I play a video game for 2 hours, most of that 2 hours is like opening boxes and like going to rooms and looking for flashlights and batteries and things,
Mm-hmm.
It's like and then I just get sleepy. I'm like, okay,
right. That's why you got to play Overwatch.
Some people really like that stuff.
Action only.
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
Shoot 'em ups. Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I don't want to play that though.
No, COD. That's no good.
That's no good.
But yeah, I will say Baldur's Gate is a lot of opening every box that you see because it might have a key to this door you might find
later. And yeah.
It's like I talked to this goblin and he's like, hey, go down in this shed. And I'm like, cool, let me go in this shed. And then I open this key with a lockpick, and then I get this blueprint, and it says, I need special tree bark to make these weapons. And then 20 hours later, I go into this random place down, like, in the Underdark, and I find a tree, and then it has the tree bark, and I'm like, oh, yeah. I remember now. I got the tree bark. Thing. So now I can go back to the forge and make these weapons. See if they're even good enough now that I've spent so much time getting other good gear, if these are even better than what I could have had.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's fun because it's like, oh, I'm rewarded for
I remember this.
Doing every single thing that can possibly happen.
Yeah.
So I've had a lot of fun with it. I hope that I can continue to have a lot of fun with it for a long time because it's fun.
We like having fun here at Hoarder Twins.
Speaking of fun, saw a movie yesterday.
Nice. Segue.
And I had fun watching the movie. Bam. The movie was...
That's amazing.
Blue Beetle.
Blues Beetles. We love it. Yeah, Blue Beetle came out, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure all of you saw it. This episode's going to do so poorly because nobody watched Blue Beetle.
Why not? Well, is this the official beginning of James Gunn's deal?
Dude, isn't that a great question? The question of the hour. Because yes, question mark, who knows?
Because it doesn't seem like a...
But unofficially, yes? I don't know.
this isn't like a flagship character, sadly.
No, it's not. It's very confusing, and that's part of the reason why nobody's seeing it is because there's so many reasons why this whole thing is a mess. Because DC movies have historically, well, in the past few years since after The Dark Knight Rises, right? Post 2012, when Zack Snyder kicks off the DCEU, because DC saw what Marvel was doing. We're gonna do our universe. Let's get Zack Snyder to start this thing. And he started this thing, and it was a whole deal. Some people love it, some people hate it. Probably like 80% of the DCEU movies are garbage. Not really. Some of them are good. But then, so there's the DCEU, which is all connected, and then they started doing like the Joker was like, which it's like, it's a DC movie that's not in the DCEU, but like normal people they don't know what any of this is. They're just like, it's like Marvel. Every Marvel movie is connected. Even if like Marvel has like X-Men and Deadpool and that sort of thing,
right,
which weren't a part of the MCU, but it was just like most people don't know what the inner workings of the DC extended universe.
If you have to Google, is this part of the DCEU? You're losing $100 million, right?
For sure, yeah. So there's just general confusion about what these things are, and the general consensus is most of these DC movies with the DC label on them, are bad, so they don't do as well. And then the whole James Gunn thing happens, and they're just like, they're firing everybody. Henry Cavill's out, Ben Affleck's out, Gal Gadot's out, or is she?
Maybe she stays.
Maybe she says she's in, but she's not. She's lying to the public openly many times over, doubling down on this lie.
No. I'm in the movie. I'm doing it.
And then they're like, okay, so James Gunn is here. We're starting a new thing. But first, literally, guys, The Flash is coming out, and it's the best movie ever
made.
Ever made. You have to see it, because if you don't, you'll be so confused going forward, even though this is a movie completely disconnected from what we're going to start doing. But please, this movie is the best movie ever. Go see it right now, because
Stephen
it's amazing.
King. Greatest.
And so a bunch of people went and saw it. Actually, not very many people went to see it, but
wasn't it the greatest flop of all time?
The biggest flop of cinema history, yes. It's on Max now. You can watch it. Max, the one to watch for HBO. And they spent so much time and energy and money marketing The Flash, and then they forgot that they had a really good movie called Blue Beetle coming out, and they just forgot to market it. And
for a while,
yeah,
there was like the Scarab teaser, which looked cool, and that was it for a couple months.
Yeah, and the trailers honestly weren't like amazing. I don't think so. I don't think it won any fans. I don't think the trailers didn't really give the vibe that the movie has.
You know what's interesting to me? They just let third-party people make trailers for their movies. That's like a real, like studios, whole studios are designed to like edit trailers and make trailers out of the movies. So like people will pay these other random people to make a trailer for their movie. And that's just a thing that happens. Like, if I was, a guy who made movies, Joshua Raisler, director, and I was like, hey, this is my movie. I would like to make the trailer. And then the producers and the publishers were like, we're not going to let you make the trailer. And then the trailer comes out, and it tells people this, like, it's like Jurassic World Dominion trailer. Or what was the one that the second one with the girl who's a dinosaur or something?
Fallen Kingdom.
Kingdom.
The girl who's a dinosaur.
I don't remember.
The whole movie's in the trailer.
Yeah, the whole movie's in the trailer. I'd be
also the creator.
So pissed off if that was my movie. I was just like, wow,
Yeah. Like I know everything that's gonna happen. The creator. I'm still gonna go see it, and I'm gonna be hyped about it.
Or if it was the Gran Turismo trailer. and it was in every single theater 100 times
Gran
over.
Turismo based on a true story. That's
Dude.
the actual title of the film.
No
Gran
way.
Turismo based on a true story. They added it to the title.
Oh god.
Like if you look it up on Rotten Tomatoes, Gran Turismo : based on a true story.
Dude, they
Like,
really want people to know
they
that
think
this
that
gamer
somehow, yeah, they think that somehow that's better. I would be more likely to go see this movie if it wasn't based on a true story, and
Yeah.
if they didn't keep telling me that it was.
like, does the guy who did this, is he okay with them flaunting his life? Did he okay this?
I think he did. He's in some of the like featurettes. He's like, yeah, I was this guy. I drove this car.
I was a
saw
gamer.
It was like, can you believe that this guy who already knew how to drive a car and played a video game about racing cars just just learned how to drive a race car? Like, how crazy is that?
Dude, that's crazy. These guys are
Just a
top
guy-
athletes, man. It's gonna be 100 degrees in the car.
Yeah. This
You
guy
can't
who can
possibly
already drive the
achieve
car.
this.
They taught this guy how to drive a car. Can you believe this?
It's based on a true story, you guys. This
It's
is real. This
insane.
happened.
Legolas is in it.
Legolas
David Harbour
in
is
the
in
movie.
it.
Dang.
It's
David
great.
Harbour's casting agent guy really needs to work on
Jaimon
this stuff,
Honshu's
'cause
in
what
it.
the heck?
Let's go.
Isn't Riz Ahmed
Based on
in
a
this
true
movie?
story.
Who am I thinking?
I don't think so.
No, probably not.
It's probably not.
Yeah,
But anyway, we saw Blue Beetle instead.
dude. Yeah. Actual movie
so-
alert. Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
It's pretty good. Blue Beetle. I have a slight nostalgia for the character because one of my favorite TV shows as a kid was Young Justice on Cartoon Network. And Blue Beetle appeared in the second season, I believe, is when he showed up. I loved that show. I loved Blue Beetle at the time. That was a long time ago. But I saw him when I was a kid. I didn't read comics or anything at that time, but so I knew about the character. I knew about Jaime Reyes and the scarab that attaches to his back and whatever.
Right.
The concept. So I was looking forward to the movie, and then the trailers were like looking okay. Yeah, I think the trailers. Yeah, the marketing was like, he's a superhero whether he likes it or not, like that sort of thing. Like, he's the first superhero in his family type of thing. It was like kind of a weird marketing choice. Like, pretty much all superhero stories are about somebody who becomes a superhero and doesn't necessarily want to be, but has to be because
They have the
great power.
Yeah.
Is responsibility.
The
Thing. Yeah, you know the thing. So yeah, okay. So Blue Beetle. Jaime Reyes is this guy. All right, he's a kid who just graduates college. All right, and he goes home to Palmyra City, this is something I like about DC over Marvel sometimes. Is like Marvel movies, you're in New York, you're in San Diego, you're in Los Angeles sometimes. I don't know.
I don't think.
But most of the times you're just in New York City. But I like they have Wakanda and these things that are made up. But DC, like, I'm pretty sure, like, it's their world is completely made up. Like, New York City doesn't
Exist.
DC does not exist in our world. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, it's Gotham, it's Metropolis, it's Star City,
Central City.
all this stuff. Central City and Palmyra City, which is like it's not necessarily futuristic, but it's like just high tech kind of Blade Runner aesthetic. Not like Blade Runner aesthetic, but like the
Sort of
hologram,
Yeah.
like
Cyberpunk.
cyberpunk neon city type of thing. And in this world, there was the Blue Beetle was this guy named Ted Cord in the 80s or something. I don't know. Well, anyway, the Blue Beetle's been around for a bit, and yeah, I'm gonna spoil it in this. But so okay, his family, Jaime's family, is like they're kind of in the slums where everybody's been pushed out of the
Edge Keys.
The Edge Keys, yes, because imperialism and racism and stuff. they're pushed out there, and they're living in their family home that they built and everything, and the company Cord Industries, Cord something, is trying to push everybody out to expand.
They're the real
build more
rocks on
buildings.
of this
Right,
place.
the real rocks on. Yeah, so they're just kind of dealing with that, just practical, like our rent has tripled in the past year because this has become a big old city with lots of money and fancy stuff,
Yeah.
And so they're dealing with this just kind of real world problem. And then Jaime Reyes comes home, and he meets this girl, Jenny Cord, daughter of the Cord family fortune or whatever. And she offers him a job, and he goes to this building, and she's doing this heist, and she gives him this burger
Chick-fil-A
burger
box.
container, Chick-fil-A box, and he takes it home. And she's like, literally, don't open this. Please don't open this. Don't open it. Don't look at it. Don't do anything with it. And he's like, okay. And then he takes it home, and they open it, and it lights up, and it's the Blue Beetle, and it attacks him. It like goes up his butt potentially.
Yeah.
And like it gets inside him and attaches itself to him. And you learn that this thing is this alien entity that has traveled through space and landed. It's kind of like the Green Lantern ring. Like it chooses its person. Whoever be worthy so holds the power of Thor or whatever.
Shall possess the power of Thor.
Shall possess the power of Thor. Your birthright anyway
was to die. You got to really get the T. The birthright.
He's so good. He's whack.
Oh my gosh, you should watch the first season of Westworld, and only the first season of Westworld.
Oh yeah, you didn't like how it ended up.
It turned into a normal show.
So this is the scarab. Okay, the Blue Beetle itself is the scarab that attaches to him and gives him powers. So it's like a symbiotic relationship parasite at first that manifests this suit around him, this exoskeleton, if you will, with powers and things. And anything you can imagine, I can create, it says, with a human female voice that sounds like Jarvis for some reason. I don't know why.
Karen.
Karen, yeah. And then from there, it's like Ant-Man, basically, where it's like
that's what I said.
the evil peoples have an evil red Blue Beetle, and they fight, and that's it. But that's pretty much the plot.
That's a plot.
So that's the thing. Okay, if we talk negatives, it's very what's the word? It's just like a lot of things you've already seen many times. No real
unoriginal
new ideas, other than like
in terms of the A plot.
Yeah. But you seemed to like it. I liked it a bit. What did you like about it?
I liked the B plots. Okay, we're talking
the
Beetle plots. Okay, we're talking character development. We're talking family relationships. Okay, we're talking sibling relationships.
Relationships, yes.
We're loving that. We're loving that stuff. Okay, we need more sibling movies. Where are the sibling movies? You know, where we get non-romantic relationships built.
Yes.
You know, that's what I like. Good. I like to see those things. And this movie does, albeit there is a actual romantic subplot that kind of supplants,
overshadows,
the sibling relationship that we have in this movie.
I said that, in my review. I was like,
but
it kind of takes the obligatory like attractive female lead who falls in love with the protagonist.
Yeah,
because that's just what we do, I guess.
That's the dream.
Yeah, that's the dream. That's the dream.
And but anyway, there's a lot of like family is strong and family is your strength, and then the bad guys are like family is weakness, and
Yeah.
it's literally
Love
like
is weakness,
it's
man.
literally like the good guys are a strong connected family, and the bad guys are a broken family, and we're just like, oh hey, maybe there was a little bit of a message here. Okay.
Maybe a little bit. Might be a little bit on the nose.
Maybe love wins, you guys.
Maybe love wins. Love does. Yes.
And so that's what I enjoyed a lot, and I think it was obvious that the people who made this movie, they care about the character, they care about what he represents, and they put a lot of attention to detail in this movie. I wish Anna was here. She's not here today to speak on all the intricacies and the references, and she talked about how she liked how they spoke English and Spanish back and forth, the way that they like it was, it was natural. It didn't seem like they were trying to force it to be obvious that they were Mexican. Like it was just like,
right,
this is who they are. This is their people. Like,
it seemed very genuine.
Yeah.
George Lopez is just chewing it up.
Yeah,
he's having a great time.
It was awesome. Yeah.
He's it's a very funny movie. Like genuine laughs through my theater. That wasn't very full, but the few of us that were there, we enjoyed it. Laughed at many jokes. It's I enjoyed all of that too. I think the thing about it is like it has really likable, charismatic characters in it, and you believe their situation and why. Like you said, like you believe his motivations, Jaime's motivations, and everybody, the family, doing their best to just stick together and live their lives, and stand up for themselves.
Yeah.
I think it does that really well. Where it's like this isn't a big like apocalyptic end of the world superhero scenario. It's like this is a scenario where these people are dealing with a very just real world problem. And it just so happens to coincide with an alien scarab that gives him superpowers to defeat the manifestation of just corporate capitalistic imperialism. It's just like it gets kind of like silly and wacky in that way, where you're being shown this real world thing, and then this weird he goes to this like ancestral plane. Right, like spiritual realm where his dad's there, and he has a little moment with this scarab, the manifestation of this spiritual scarab, God and Adam portrait. It's like that's funny.
Creation of man moment.
I think it balances that really well, where it's a really fun movie that pulls on your heartstrings and isn't afraid to like be really real about things and kill some characters here and there.
Yeah.
And it gives, the villain is what's her name? Susan Sarandon. She's the big boss of Cord. She's I was gonna Ted. I want to say his name is Ted Cord. Is the guy who started Cord Industries, and throughout the film they talk about him a lot, and they show this portrait of. Because you never see him. He's been missing for years.
Yeah.
And they don't know why he just up and left. But there's this portrait of him and his family, and it's just very obviously Jason Sudeikis because Ted Lasso. And Jenny gives Jaime some of his clothes because the scarab destroys his clothes every time.
Yeah.
He's just naked afterwards, which I think commitment to the bit I like.
Yeah.
Because normally it would be like, oh yeah, you're the Hulk, and then you shrink back down and you're still wearing jeans. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How?
But, Jenny gives him some of Ted's clothes, and it's like a jumpsuit that Ted Lasso would definitely wear all the time. Anyway, where was I going with that? I don't remember. But the villain.
Susan Sarandon.
Susan Sarandon is the
Ted
villain,
Cord.
but then she has one of her goons is Carapax, Lieutenant Carapax, and he's just this angry big man, and she's doing the thing that Darren Cross is doing in Ant-Man, where he's like, we're going to use this Ant-Man tech to build an army, essentially, mass manufacture this weapon for the military. She's doing that. She's manufacturing, because she knows about the Scarab, and she's trying to kind of replicate the Scarab on a mass scale to create the worldwide security. The OMAC. And so he's been enhanced with, like, he's got a robot arm, and he's got a robot spine.
And a robot leg.
And a robot leg, yes. And then they put him in the machine from The Incredibles.
Oh, yeah.
Or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. The milking machine.
They put him in the milking machine.
They put Jaime in there, and they're extracting the power of the Scarab and whatever. And he becomes a big red beetle. And they fight. But then it's like, okay, whatever. But then Jaime's about to freaking kill him because at this point the villains have killed his dad, and Jaime thinks that Carapax kills George Lopez, and so he's angry, so he's gonna kill him.
Spider-Man.
And the Scarab's like, maybe let's not kill him, because at this point the Scarab has come to they have officially merged into a fully symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, you're not getting that beetle out.
Jaime and the Scarab. You're not getting the beetle. The only way the beetle comes out is if he dies, because it's a symbiote, if you will. And so the Scarab's like, maybe we shouldn't kill this guy. Here, I saw his memories, and then you see that he's been abused his entire life, and you're like, oh no, that sucks. And then he gets a little redemption arc, and he gets to just absolutely murder Susan Sarandon. Just completely kills her. Yeah. So like, I did think it was funny. Like throughout the whole movie, Jaime is like, we're not killing anybody. I'm not a murderer. But then when he's captured, his family goes in there and they're just shooting people in the head.
Oh yeah.
Like they're just killing everybody.
Well, Nana was a rebel.
Gatling gun. Yeah. I like that little detail.
Down with the imperialistas.
Military past. Yeah. And then, Jaime's like, he just lets Carapax drag Susan Sarandon into just fire and blow her up. It's like, okay. Not very consistent.
We're not killers. You do what you want.
But yeah, overall, it's a really fun movie, superhero movie. Like it, a lot of the, like there was nothing in the movie, like the visual effects. There was never a time where I was like, that looks bad. Like the suit looks amazing all the way through, because it was a practical suit for a lot of it. They shot on location a lot, which you can tell. I wrote this down. Like it's baffling that they chose The Flash over this, because like this is just a really solid movie, and The Flash is disgusting. You should watch it. It's
but one of them is called
The
Flash, and one of them is Blue Beetle. You know, like
they took the gamble. They were like, surely, we got Michael Keaton in this movie. Like people are going to show up for this if we'd spend the time to market it. And then they didn't. I saw it. I spent my money on it, so that was a bummer.
There was literally no universe that I would go to that theater and watch that movie. I was never interested.
I would love for you to watch it someday, though, just so you can experience it.
I don't know if I even can. I like Supergirl.
It's not all bad.
That's
but it's like, yeah. It's not all bad, but it is all bad, though.
I watch
the score's really good in Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
Score's really good. The acting is really good. Rising Star, Zolo Meridania, something like that. I apologize for my pronunciation. He's really good in it. Really fun.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't turn into a scumbag.
The action's really good. Yeah, hopefully. Action's really good. I hope he sticks around. Good. I think the idea is like this isn't the first movie in the DCU, but they're like gonna keep him around.
I hope so. As
Blue Beetle, because Blue Beetle has become a more important character. He hangs out with Green Lantern sometimes. But
they have very similar powers. I feel sort of a power of imagination.
Very similar. Imagination, create from thought. But yeah, you should go see Blue Beetle. I think.
Yeah, big
It's
thumbs up from over here.
big thumbs up.
Um,
Like we said, like it's not treading any new ground necessarily. It's not going to blow your mind thematically, but there is some very like heartfelt family stuff that is like it's definitely worth watching. I think for kind of the family aspects of it. Like it's not surface level, guys. It's in the heart. It's all the way there in the heart.
yeah.
So you can tell like these people really liked making this movie and are passionate about it. But nobody is seeing it, and it. I think it will
It's a bummer.
it will grow an audience.
Oh
like,
yeah, once it's on
people
streaming
will watch
platforms
this
and people
movie,
are bored and they watch movies, like this will be remembered as a good one.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Which shout out to the best DC movie, the Suicide Squad.
It's really good. I mean, the Batman is better though.
Okay, all right.
Other than the Batman,
I guess if we're, I was thinking like the DCEU or whatever,
sure.
you know?
Yeah.
Because like Joker and
It
the
probably
Batman
is.
are both way miles ahead of everything else that they've made.
Yeah. Joker's okay. I'm not really.
I
on
thought
the
it was
Joker
great.
train.
It was good.
It's a good movie.
It's like Bruce Wayne is young. It's like Gotham, the show, or whatever.
Yeah.
Where it's more about other people.
It's a pretty good one.
The Batman's pretty good though.
Oh yeah, where did I put this on my DC ranking list?
Well, we gotta have the DC ranking list.
Because I updated you guys on that a few weeks ago. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It might not actually be a 4-star movie, but I'm giving.
I gave it 4.
Because I really.
I mean,
on
a rewatch, it might go down a little bit just because the plot is. I mean, it for all intents and purposes, it is Ant-Man.
It really is, yeah. Okay, so I slotted it in at number. Let's see. At number 6, underneath the Batman, obviously. Batman versus Superman, The Suicide Squad, Aquaman, Man of Steel, Blue Beetle. I put it there because of just recency bias. I wasn't going to put it all the way above all of those things. But it'll probably be better. It'll rise the rankings a bit.
It's going to go above Man of Steel? That's a good one.
Probably. I like Man of Steel. It's I'm so excited for Rebel Moon, Zack Snyder's Star Wars movie. Let's go.
Can we, dude? Gareth Edwards is making Rogue One 2. Zack Snyder's
making Star Wars.
Let's make Star Wars. Like
they have
so
lightsabers,
excited.
like literally.
Do they really have
It's a good
lightsabers?
time.
I haven't seen I know nothing about.
Oh,
Rebel
don't watch
Moon
the trailer.
Other
the trailer's up.
other
Don't watch
than
it.
there's a the picture of a woman with a gun. She's got like a
So
little pistol.
They're releasing. It's a 2-parter, 2 movies that they're releasing 6 months apart, I think. Or what is that? It's the first one's in December and the second one's in April. So whatever that number is
4 or
what it
5.
is. 4 or 5
months.
So that'll be fun. It's a little 2-parter, but it's not too far away from each other. It's exciting. I'm excited. Hopefully it's good.
Yeah,
I
thought it
things to
was
be
going to
good.
be a movie in theaters, and then I thought it was going to be a TV show on Netflix, and now it's just 2 movies.
2 movies.
Like 2 actual movies, though?
I think so, yeah.
Cool.
I think so, yeah.
Rebel Dumb and Dumb Moon.
I don't know why because they released Glass Onion on Netflix and in theaters. I don't know why maybe they are releasing it in theaters somewhere.
Who knows?
I don't know.
I'd watch it
Maybe
in
not.
theaters.
Who knows?
Let's do it.
I would definitely. I'm about theaters. I'm about that Dolby Cinema.
We got that RPX.
RPX.
Do you get the Nicole Kidman ad at AMC?
I do every time. Literally
Amazing.
every time.
We get the. Have you been to a Regal theater? You know the Regal ad.
I have, yeah.
Oh man,
The Regal ad is
terrible. It is terrible.
It is bad. I'm so glad I don't have to go to Regal anymore.
I watched a TikTok
Regal
of a
sucks.
guy
Regal
pretending to pitch the idea for this trailer to like the CEO of Regal or whatever. So funny, dude. He's like,
It's like-
then he says, "It's not a purse, it's a satchel." You're like, it doesn't even make any sense.
It's like on paper, I see why they thought, oh, this will be fun.
Yeah.
But then they executed it in the worst way possible. The absolute garbage.
It is, yeah. It's like they don't even make sense, is the thing.
Yeah, it's so funny. I love going to AMC because people just eat up the Nicole Kidman ad for whatever reason. Somehow heartbreak feels good in a place like this. I love analyzing that video because her accent just like it comes in and out so hard because she's so Australian and then like somehow reborn and then she'll be like AMC theaters and then she'll be like wait, what does she say?
I have never seen the ad.
She's what is it? Dreams become real or something like that, and then she goes, because here they are AMC theaters.
IMC theaters.
It's so funny. I don't know if she was doing it on purpose or like if the producers were like, can you be a little bit more American with this line?
Just this one.
We can't understand you, Nicole. You're too Australian.
I guess dreams become real.
Here they are.
Here they are.
Okay. That's episode 61, right? We did that? Take us out of here.
Okay.
We got lots more to talk about.
We got more to talk about in another episode that we're going to record immediately after this one, which is exciting for me and us. This has been Quarter Twins episode 61, weekly review with only one question. What's up? And we have been Jordan and Joshua, respectively.
Thanks for watching Dumb Beetle.
Please watch this movie. Go to see it in theaters, and then continue to be annoyed at the big companies who won't. Did you see their counteroffer? They didn't even agree to the we won't use your stuff as AI food.
Yep.
And we want you to rewrite AI written scripts so that we won't get copyright striked.
The CEO of Netflix was like, yeah, I'm really concerned about paying writers and giving into their demands because I'm just really afraid that will give our writers and people in other countries they will set this precedent that they can do this too. Like, I'm really scared about that.
Like what? What?
Like, yeah, they probably will because you're terrible.
He's worried that they will.
Workers.
He's worried
about. Really worried that people will keep doing this, and I just don't want that. Like, I bet you don't.
Yeah,
you probably don't.
Here's the thing, though.
That's the point.
It probably wouldn't even eat into your salary, bro.
It won't. Like, we're talking about a really small amount of money. I don't think that's something that people don't realize. It's like, no, like, all they're asking for is a livable wage. It's like minimum wage is what they're asking for. Like, they're not even getting that.
Yeah, it's amazing
what
these guys are capable of doing for almost no money. Imagine what they could do if they didn't have to worry about where their next meal was going to be.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
It's amazing, and I hate it.
They're out here writing Andor and not getting paid well. It's like, what are you... I don't know, man.
Where are the residuals?
Speaking of Andor...
Come
back next week.
We're going to talk about... Well, for us, it's...
But more importantly, Ahsoka.
Yeah. We're going to talk about the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka. We'll be a week behind, so we'll do... The next time we record, we'll do 2 episodes. We'll do them in 2s, maybe. We'll talk about Ahsoka. Episodes 3 and 4. That won't work. We'll figure it out. And we're going to talk about Ahsoka. We're going to talk about Andor again. And we're going to talk about the Planet of the Apes trilogy. Because I watched them all. And Jordan is very excited and very passionate about these monkey movies.
I like them. They're really good.
I've seen them now, and we're going to talk about my thoughts, and as well as let Jordan really have a platform to speak about these monkey movies. So get excited for that next week, and we'll see you there. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.